Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how Manchester United could line up this season. Manchester United's first game of the season is in 2 weeks' time against Crystal Palace at home on the 19th of September, which is also my birthday. Now I'm going to be doing my predicted lineup for the Crystal Palace game and how I can see Manchester United lining up for the season as a whole, looking at injuries and potential transfers. So first things first, I'll get into my predicted lineup for the Palace game as things stands, assuming that we don't get any deals done before the 19th of September, just using current players in the squad. I'll do my predicted lineup because obviously right now the only addition is Van der Beek, so I'll do my current lineup with sort of our normal squad and Van der Beek, and then I will do my predicted lineup if we get potential transfers like Sancho or even Thiago Alcantara done by the 19th of September, what we could look like if we got 1 or 2 deals that we've been linked to done. And then my third predicted lineup will be like, once we complete our transfer window, how I could see us lining up. So obviously the only player we've signed right now is Donny van der Beek, so he'll be included in the first initial lineup, but the next few lineups will be including potential transfers. So obviously Sancho's the most likely. There's obviously, we've been linked to lots of left-footed centre-backs, even Reguilon now, could even Thiago be in there. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe down below, share this video with your friends, make sure you subscribe to Alice Talks Football so you don't miss daily Manchester United related football content from me, and hit that like button if you want us to sign another player before the opening game of the season for us against Crystal Palace. So this is my predicted lineup against Crystal Palace. Now I've actually gone with David De Gea and go with Dean Henderson. I think that De Gea will play over Henderson. I think Solskjaer will start De Gea over Henderson. I'd like to see Henderson play. I think Henderson signed a contract. He wants to be the first choice keeper. But I think he'd probably play Henderson in the cup games first just to mould him in, because I think De Gea is a safer option, but I would really like to see Henderson. Right back, I've gone with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's the only real right back at the club. Dalot looks like he's leaving. Fosu Mensah can back him up, but obviously he's pretty average player. Brandon Williams could be a good right back as he's right footed. A lot of us say he'd be better at right back, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka is right back. Now the centre backs are Lindelof and Maguire. They are two strongest centre back pairings this season. I think we will sign a centre back or get a centre back at least next season. It looks like Chris Smalling's going to go. Can't see Rojo breaking in. Bailly's a good player on his day, but you know, injury record. Tuanzebe, once he's fit, could break into that pairing. You know, he's quicker. Maguire and Lindelof are quite slow, and I think we do need a quicker centre-back. However, I do believe we need a left-footed centre-back, and they will be our pairing for most of the season unless we sign a pair. Now, left-back, I've got Luke Shaw. Now, there is some injury worries over Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw, and the likes of Marcus Rashford as well, but I think Luke Shaw will be fit and back in time for the first game of the season, but we can't guarantee that. Now CDM, I've gone with Fred. Obviously Matic has played in that role mostly, but in the last few Europa League games we saw Ollie play Fred there, and Fred looked really good there, and I think playing Crystal Palace and we want to play some high energy football and new signings and excitement, I think Matic is probably best in that role, but I think it really depends who you're playing. I think if you're playing a Man City or a Chelsea or a top team, you want Matic, but I think if you're playing a team that's likely to park the bus against you and you want to be the high energy team, I think Fred is a good choice. I think Fred will play in that CDM role with Bruno and Pogba ahead of Fred. Now a lot of people are thinking, is Van der Beek going to start? Is Van der Beek going to play with Bruno and Pogba? Now I'll get into that later on in the video. I do think Van der Beek will feature in the first game of the season. I just don't believe he will start because I believe that we brought Van der Beek to add depth in the Pogba and Bruno role rather than play in that Matic role. But there is a way we could play where we start Bruno, Van der Beek and Pogba all together, which I will get in this video. This is my first concept, but I've got 3 more concepts to show you. This is just what I think as of now would be our starting 11 versus Crystal Palace. But there's another 3 concepts that we could use against Crystal Palace using potential transfers and more. Left wing Rashford, right wing Greenwood, up top Martial, 9, 10 and 11, Greenwood 11. That's our first choice front 3. I thought Daniel James looked really good for Wales the other night, and if Rashford's injured maybe he could slot in on the left if we don't get a winger. But I think that will be the front 3 that we will go with for the opening game, unless we get a secret Sancho transfer done by the 19th of September, which I will get into. But Greenwood's looking great. Now I do think if we get Sancho over the line by the 19th of September that he will start, and I actually think he will start over Rashford, not Greenwood. And why am I saying Rashford, not Greenwood? Because Rashford's obviously dropped out of international duty with a little nick, and Greenwood looked better towards the end of the season. The only problem is they're both better on the right. I mean, Greenwood's an out-and-out centre forward, but Sancho, he's played on the right and the left, and I generally think what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will do is he'll play Sancho on the left to start with Greenwood on the right, and he'll keep switching them around with Martial up top. I've also gone with David De Gea in goal. The same back 4, Fred to play his position, Bruno and Pogba to play, with Van der Beek coming in to back up Bruno maybe halfway through the game. give him his debut. I mean, like halfway through the second half, like the 70th, 80th minute. Now, there is a way that I could see us lining up if we played Van der Beek, Bruno and Pogba all together. Now, I think if we played a 4-2-3-1 formation, we just play Van der Beek and Pogba deep. And not as in deep because they're playing together. So when you have one CDM, like Matic, they play really deep. But when you sort of play two defensive midfielders, they're more deep-lying playmakers. And obviously we know Pogba can do that role. Van der Beek's done that role at Ajax. However, I do believe that Ollie sees Van der Beek more as a number 10 than in the more deeper creative role like Pogba. I think if we're looking for someone to play in a deeper creative role, we'd be looking at Ruben Neves, Dennis Zakaria. If you need someone to shield the defence, we'll be looking at Wilfred Ndidi. But we could play these three in the midfield together like this, but I don't think we will. Again, I've gone with Sancho on the left, Greenwood on the right, Martial up top. I just believe that if we sign Sancho, it'll be Rashford drop just because of his little injury nick. He won't have that warm-up on international duty. Greenwood could feature for England tonight. Obviously, Martial's going to start up top. I don't think we're going to sign a number 9. The only number 9 we're actually getting linked with at the moment is Josh King, and he's not exactly going to kick Martial out the squad. Now, left back, I've gone with Luke Shaw, but he could be injured, but so is Brandon Williams. However, we could be getting a left back, because Fabrizio Romano did say something about Reguilon, which I will get into later. I put an X at centre back because it looks like this window we're going for Van der Beek, Sancho and a left-footed centre back. Now that could be Pau Torres, that could be Badiashile. Obviously we're linked to Gabriel much early on in the season. Upamecano, he's not a left-footed centre back, but we have been linked with him. So I've actually put an X over that centre back mark. And I actually think that Lindelof has been better than Maguire, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer much prefers Maguire to Lindelof. I've gone with De Gea in goal because I generally think Solskjaer does prefer De Gea to Henderson, but we will see. And I've gone with Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. Now that is if we sign a left-footed centre back and Sancho by September 19th, and it's Manchester United. So I can see us signing one player before the start of the season, but I can't see us signing two. I think there is rumours of us getting Sancho on the 14th of September, but I don't know how true that is. But I generally can't see us signing more than one player in the next 2 weeks because it's Manchester United, but I can see us signing 2 more players this transfer window. Now, a player that we've actually been linked to is Reguilon, and apparently we put in a bid for him and stuff, but this has come from like Sport, a marker, and really unreliable journalists. However, Fabrizio Romano replied to a tweet today saying, "How about Reguilon to Manchester United, Fab? Reguilon has been offered to Manchester United. Let's see." So, you know, Manchester United have actually been offered the chance to sign Reguilon. You know, Luke Shaw with his injury worries, Brandon Williams maybe being more of a right back. He's going to be about 25 million euros. We need left-footed balance on that side. Maybe we could get Reguilon in for the first game of the season. We will see where that goes, but there's nothing reliable that says we're proper in for him. We just have a chance to sign him. I've gone with Maguire and Lindelof at the back. I've gone with Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, and if we get Reguilon, I think Brandon Williams will be his cover. I'm going to just put Dean Henderson in because there is a chance Dean Henderson will play, but I believe David De Gea will play. I've gone with Matic holding because I think he's just a safer option. I've gone with Pogba, but I do believe he might start Fred in holding. I've gone with Pogba, I've gone with Bruno, I've got Van der Beek showing that as Bruno backup. Now, if Rashford's fit, I think Rashford will play on the left. James is his backup, Sancho on the right with Greenwood as his backup, and Martial up top. Now that's just more of a squad showing with backup, like where the depth is if we sign these certain players and what we could look like once we sign those certain players. But that is my predicted lineup for the Crystal Palace game. I showed you 4 concept squads depending on potential transfers. I think I'll do another predicted lineup maybe the day before the game if we sign some more players on top of that. If we sign some players in the next 2 weeks, I'll do another potential lineup. But I don't think Van der Beek will start. I'd like him to, but I feel like we'll play Matic or Fred because I think we need someone that's going to hold the midfield a little bit more. That's my predicted lineup. Let me know your predicted lineup in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe down below, share this video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.